Hey guys, so I decided to make this video. I've never done something like that before, but I decided to make the video because I had a tonsillectomy surgery around 3 weeks ago, and I thought of sharing my experience with you since before I did my surgery, I did so much of research and I've seen so many videos. At one point, it scared me to death. So I thought just to share this or my experience can help someone prepare better to feel better about the surgery. So I would like to start first to discuss what is basically my history with tonsils and tonsillitis. And why am I doing this surgery right now? Basically, it all started around 2 years ago when I had I think it was called kissing disease, or what it's basically known as infections mononucleosis, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and once I got this infection, my tonsils were so big I had to spend like 3 days at the hospital because I barely could breathe. And after that, after I recovered, my tonsils just never went back to be the same size ever again. They were always big. I suffered for constant tonsillitis for almost a year. I can say 2018 and 2019 as well. And I started feeling better by the end of 2019. 2020 was a bit better in terms of how many tonsillitis I got that year, but at the end of it and beginning of 2021, I really suffered, majorly suffered. And I wanted to do it like 1 year ago, but I did a lot of research regarding it and I saw so many videos that freaked the hell out of me. And I just decided to ignore it and forget about it until I can't do it anymore. And I had to go through the surgery. Uh, so this is a video that's gonna go as shortly as possible. I'm not gonna make it too long, but I'm gonna be discussing just basically almost every day how it was, the pain, what did it feel like, and everything else that you might be questioning it, and how was my diet as well. I'll mention it briefly, but yeah. So let's start basically from day one, which is the day I had my surgery. Uh, as expected, I woke up early. I went to the hospital. My surgery was scheduled for 8 a.m. in the morning. By the way, I live in Dubai and for almost 5 6 years. So yeah, so that's where my surgery took place. And so, long story short, day one, I had my surgery at 8 a.m. I went to the hospital. I was fasting before, as usual, and the surgery was very easy. Like literally, the easiest thing I've ever done in terms of surgeries because I had many issues in the past. But this was very easy. The surgery was almost a half an hour long, and I was awake an hour after. So it was very easy, very simple. Day one was very easy, and I was feeling so good at day one after surgery. I couldn't wait to go back home. Basically, I was speaking to everyone. There was basically no pain, and I was so happy to feel this way. I did not know what's waiting for me, but uh, I was really happy that I felt so good. And my friend, around 8 p.m. that day, basically 12 hours after, came and picked me up. I went back home, and the night was good. I remember I did not sleep very well because I woke up at day two. So basically, that's now we're at day two now. When I woke up with a bit of pain in my throat, maybe it's because of the dryness, but yeah, I woke up and I barely slept for 4 hours. Uh, During the night, I did not feel anything. There was no pain at all. Only when I woke up. So day two at this point was as well more or less the same as day one, but there was some pain, especially at the end of it, and it wasn't like a constant pain. The pain was basically when I swallow, and or I try to swallow my saliva or just swallow anything from water to ice cream. I'll talk about my diet at the end, but yeah. So in terms of pain, day two was okay. At day two at night, the things start to change. I started to feel uh, worse pain, especially when I swallow. So let me just clear this up. Most of my pain was only when I swallow and when I woke up. Uh, when I don't move my mouth or use my the muscles around my neck, it would be just no pain basically for me. That's my own experience. Uh, the end of day two, as I said, was more painful, but I slept, I think, for 2 hours before I woke up again with more pain. So the pain was starting to increase at this point every time I sleep. I was always waking up every 4 hours or having. I've read about this online that it's better to keep a track of your sleeping pattern and wake up every 4 hours, take your medicine, then go back to sleep to just reduce the pain. But in my experience, this did not help at all. Like the pain was intense anyways. And so basically, yeah. So now day three, I would say I only slept for like 2 hours maybe that night. And that's another thing I would like to mention. I have anxiety, so my anxiety did not help in this matter because I used to always keep on thinking about it and worrying about it. And I read a lot about bleeding and what might happen if you bleed and all this. So I was really worried and I keep on thinking about it. I did not really sleep. I would say the first 7 days I barely slept, but this is only because of anxiety and the anxiety of the pain that's gonna come when I wake up. Because at day three, it's when things really went bad in terms of pain when I swallow and when I wake up. Same idea. Like I woke up in extreme pain. It was horrible, but I took some medicine. I took some very strong medicine, doctor prescribed, and it was okay. It felt better after 1 hour, and then the pain just went away totally, except when I tried to swallow. That's the only thing. So when I tried to swallow, it would be really painful. But day three, I would say the pain was around 7 when I try to swallow. When I don't, there is basically barely any pain. The pain started to feel worse day 4 and day 5. So basically, I woke up at day 4 feeling extreme pain. Like the pain was getting really bad at this point. When I wake up only, and then I would take the medicine and wait for it to take effect, and I would be better. But at day 4, the difference that was happening here is I started feeling pressure in my head. So the pain was there when I swallow, but the pressure started to radiate all over my neck area, and it started to feel uncomfortable. So it's not pain; it's more like an uncomfortable feeling in your head. Uh, I was laying down all day long watching some series on my laptop, and I would go down because I live like 2 minutes away from a mall. I would go down to the mall and just slowly walk for like 30 minutes and come back home just to move my system. Uh, I would say day 5. So now day 4 ended. I slept for like barely 1 or 2 hours. I woke up at day 5, extreme pain. The pain was getting really worse. Day 5 and day 6 and day 7, the mornings of these days were the worst. Uh, Day 5 the same. I think day 5 was the worst day of them all. Was the worst. Like the pain was unacceptable. Like I would swallow, and when I swallow, the pain would be so severe. It would take it 30 minutes just to go away on its own. So yeah, this was really bad. Day 5, I would say it was the worst between between all the days I was spending recovering. And day 6, I would say, woke up with the same extreme, unmanageable pain. Like the pain was too much, and it started getting better as usual. But I would say day 6 is when I started to feel improvement in terms of the afternoon and the evening. I would feel good-ish compared to day 5 and day 4. So I was feeling optimistic at this point. Again, the pain is only when I swallow, and there is this pressure. And by day 5, the pain started affecting my ears. So it was this really ringing pain in my ear. I think it was my right ear mostly, but it was okay. Like with painkillers, it was bearable. It wasn't crazy, and the pain started to get better by the end of day 5. And then came day 6. Sorry, so now we're at day 6. So the end of day 6 came, and I slept. So day 7 was the big day for me because day 7 is when I turned the corner. I woke up with, let me describe it a bit better, because I woke up day 7 in extreme pain. I would say it is similar to the pain of day 6, morning of day 6, um, but it was the last day I would suffer from such pain, because I got better throughout the day, and I remember at night I was feeling great improvement. So day 7, midnight, I was really feeling good. But I would say that day 7, I had some bleeding. Now, let me put things into perspective. Before I did the surgery, I did not research about the bleeding, about how it looks like, how it feels like, what people experience. So I was not really sure what to look for. And I was a bit anxious because, as I said, I'm suffering from anxiety sometimes. So I was going to sleep, or try to sleep, because at this point I never slept more than 1 or 2 hours per day. I was checking myself at my mouth before I sleep, like I was trying to see what's going on, using a flashlight and stuff, and then I've seen blood. So the blood was only on my left tonsils, where my tonsils used to be, and the blood was okay. So it was oozing, not gushing. It was oozing in a way that I couldn't see where it is coming from, but it's covering the area that was where the tonsil was, and a bit of my uvula, and a bit on my tongue as well. But literally, this is basically was nothing. I did not know that back then, but now I know. So I freaked out. Basically, I went to the ER. Doctor checked it. The funny thing is, once I reached the ER, it stopped on its own. But then again, they were checking me there. It started again. Again, the bleeding was very minimal. It was only oozing, as in it wasn't really a hemorrhage, if you want, if you want to call it like that. But yeah, so the doctor checked me, and he gave me a medicine through IV, and some antibiotics, I think, and something to calm me down, and that was it. The bleeding stopped, but I was really freaked out. And by the end of the night, around 6 a.m. in the morning. So now we're at day 8. I went back home, but the difference here is there was no pain actually. So once I went to the hospital, all night I was in the ER, and there was basically no pain. And the last painkiller I took was at 6 p.m. So there's like more than 6 hours now without any medicine, without any painkillers. So that shows improvement, and I was so surprised how painless I was. I was really surprised. So I went back home, and the first thing I did, that was on day 8, I slept. I slept so long. I think I slept 8 hours. For me, this is very long. I woke up in the afternoon, and I was like feeling great. Okay, there was pain. I woke up with pain, but the pain was so manageable compared to day 4, 5, 6, and the day 7 morning as well. I did not really it doesn't really matter, because I took, I think, paracetamol, and it was enough. Like in 30 minutes I was feeling okay. Pain was really minimal. There was basically no pain. Even when I swallow, it was barely any pain. But then for just my anxiety, I was still taking my pain meds every 4 to 5 hours. Then then this is basically day 8. I slept, and day 9 was the same thing. I woke up with a bit of pain, very easy to manage. Took some medicine, pain just subsided, and I was very good basically all day long. And things starting to improve really fast from that day. Day 10, day 11, day 12, basically the same thing, but by day 11, day 12, I stopped having pain even when I woke up. So the pain was more like dryness in my throat. So for me, at day 7 at night, I turned the corner where things starting to improve really fast. Day 12, I had a checkup. I have a checkup with my doctor. I went to see him, and he was very happy with the progress I was making, and he allowed me to go back to a normal diet. At day 13, I went back to light workouts, and 14, I was basically 99% back to normal. And now I'm 3 weeks from the surgery, and I feel 100%. I would recommend anyone who's suffering from breathing issues, anyone who's having problems with his tonsils, just get rid of them, because it is the best decision I've ever made. Although the pain was was hard at one point, but it was manageable. It was okay. It wasn't anything crazy. And that will be it. Now some recommendations, if you want, and some points regarding my diet. So what I was eating basically was nothing hard, no hard food at all. It was only ice cream and baby food, cold, and I was drinking so much water. It wasn't. I don't know if it was. I think it was the reason I got better so fast. I was drinking around 9 or 10 liters of freezing cold water every day. I was drinking water every 15 to 30 minutes. Uh, I think this helped a lot. I was really drinking. I was hydrating. I was staying hydrated. Uh, Not eating much, and I lost around 5 kilos, but that was okay. Uh, that's concerning my diet during surgery. Now, concerning the pain, I would say it's okay. As I said, I was on two painkillers, mostly paracetamol and another one that is I think it's opioid, but this one is I did not take it basically only like 3 times. When I wake up every day with like extreme pain, I would take the strong one, so the pain would go away faster. But I did not really use it that much. And just in case any of you guys wants to go through the surgery, want to have the surgery, but a bit anxious about it, you can ask the doctor about the medicine I'm taking. Basically, he gave it to me because I was really anxious and I needed something to calm me down. So basically, this medicine, according to my doctor, uh, it's called Tranexamic Acid. So basically, this is used to stop bleeding in surgeries and accidents. So these are pills you can take, and it will reduce bleeding drastically. So I was taking them just to prevent any big or any major bleeding I might have, and it was making me feel good. I was feeling like, oh, I'm protecting myself from any complications. There is some studies done on this medicine. They say yes, it reduces the risks, but there is no definitive study. So, but for me, it worked. It made me at least feel better. And that was it. One other thing I would like to mention: I had a humidifier, an air purifier next to my head, next to my bed where I was sleeping, and I'm not sure if it made a difference, but I would say so, maybe. I read lots of recommendations regarding it, so I just bought one, and it was good. The pain was, as I said, manageable. Maybe that's why. Otherwise, I would really recommend the surgery. It changed my life. I used to have problems breathing before as well during my sleep. I used to wake up a lot. I never understood why, but after I did it, it all went away. I'm sleeping so good now. Anyways, guys, I think I'll end it here. I don't think I will do this ever again. I just did it just because I've seen the amount of stress and panic we all go through before the surgery. So I thought maybe this will help. So have a good day and stay safe.